guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Rakeli and Faith. For those who are new, karibuni. Rakeli is always doing her own things and we'll have her just the way she is. Nampenda hivyo. Atuta mutupa. So guys, karibuni. For those who are new, this is Rakeli again, and thank you so guys for subscribing, liking and supporting us. We love you so much. And yeah, we are back with another interesting topic. Not narcissism again, but another one.
She said I'm a choker. The stories of narcissism.
It was too much. We needed a break. We needed like a serious
We are not even
break.
like halfway.
Yeah, but we needed a break because now yeah, a break is good. Yeah, so karibu. You're welcome.
Thanks.
That's it. So
Skia, I wanted to tell you something without them hearing.
Okay. Both are good. Both are okay. But both okay, the second one best. So guys,
Hello.
hi.
Hi, yes.
How are you?
Good.
How was your day? How's your day? Guys, how are you doing? Mnaendeleaje? How are you? Kama hujaulizwa how are you today? If nobody has asked you how you're doing, how are you? How are you doing? Are you okay? Has anybody told you that you're beautiful?
Good
you're
afternoon.
handsome?
No.
Has anybody told you that you're lovable? You're amazing? Guy, if nobody has said those things to you this morning,
Send you so many
I am
hugs.
sending you so many hugs and just to tell you that you're beautiful, you're awesome, you're amazing, and you mean the world to us for being here, you know? Thank you so much. Tunawapenda sana. Yeah, whatever you're going through, just know that we love you.
Yes.
And just push through. Amen.
Yes. Amen. From Canon Siambogo. She doesn't like people knowing her second name.
Yeah, like that's a brand, man. Siambogo is a brand. Nani mwingine umesikia kiitwa hivyo?
So we are gonna start a salon and call it Wambogo.
Siambogo.
Yes. You don't want us to remove the word.
Why are you making it cool? It's
Siambogo.
Siambogo.
Anyway, even me have Siambiti.
But it's pronounced Siambogo, not Siambogo. It's Siambogo.
Siambogo.
Put some accent.
Sasa hapa tuko
niceness.
Karen, Runda,
Some
niceness. Kitisuru, tunakuita
it's
Siambogo.
Siambogo.
So tukifika ushago?
Actually, wazungu say Sambogo. Is it
Siambogo.
Sambogo? Is it Sambogo? Are you Sambogo? Or C silent? It's Ambogo.
So guys,
Yeah.
her name, that Siambogo, is something really cultural. From where we come from, there was this time when people would name things depending on.
Guys, let me tell you, achana na huyu ajui. My namesake told me where my name came from. She told me last year. She told me that the name is when it happens that her mom was pregnant, when her mom was carrying her, and ushagu unajua wanyama wako wanafungiwa, unakuwa unapata like kuna wanyama tu. So every time
like the animals like the buffaloes, antelope.
So the Mbogo is
buffalo.
Yeah, so every time like when her mom was pregnant for her, carrying her, there's a time alikuwa na ndondoa mbosho. So you see the wet beans. So when you're peeling them, the buffalo came. Yes, real buffalo. It came and then normally inakuja inakuattack. It came and started eating the izoma bosho, izoma zenye
like
anatoa.
the pods, the pods,
the izo. ikaanza kukula. After imemaliza kukula, imagine hakutoroka kufanya nini the mom. Na ni kitambo, ikakula ikamaliza na ikaenda. And then again when she was doing the same, it came. And every time it used to come, haikuwa inamuuliza. You know, she was pregnant and she was like almost anadeliver. And then now when the father of mama mwenye nimezaliwa, alimwambia, you know, it's maybe this buffalo wants you, imekupenda, inataka uizae. And that's how aliitwa Siambogo.
Hakukuwa na form kabisa.
Guys, that's how the name came.
I want to know about mine.
And that's how, you know,
Did you ask about mine?
No. Sasa you ask yours. The person
at least yours is buffalo. Mine is hyena.
Yeah, so
my goodness.
Actually, I didn't like the name until now. She told me how it came about, and I was like, that's amazing.
I also think parents think those names are really old school. Yeah. And they laugh at anybody that has such a name. There's so many like that. There's Siambogo, Siambiti, Siamate, Siawero. Shout out to Siawero. Siaronje, Sianjera. Hakuna Sianjera. Wanjera.
Siaronje, I think it's if you're born kwa mto. Siawero is, I think.
Sia literally means off.
Yeah.
Off.
So
now, off Siambogo is of buffalo. Me of hyena. Siawero is, what is Wero? What is Wero?
Wero is the world, like the Wero is, I think it's the universe.
Wero?
Yeah, I think it's the world.
Wero, yeah. Wero to me is like the sunrise.
Oh yeah, Wero.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, guys.
Siaronje, of course, is water of water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
so that's how my beautiful, amazing name came.
And by the way, it's really
and from
beautiful.
Today, Munite Siambogo.
I don't know why people thought it's so backward. It's such a nice name. It tells it tells a story. It tells where you come from. Yeah. It tells some story, you know. Yeah. Imagine if you were just called Faith, Valentine,
Stacy,
Natasha. So where do you know where you come from?
Yeah. So guys,
that's about it.
Enough about names. We have beautiful names.
Yep.
Amazing names. And what's your name? Do you even know what your name means?
Yeah.
Not you. I'm asking the people behind the camera. Do you know what your name means?
You're not asking me.
You say no. Siambiti is.
That's not my actual name.
Rakeli.
Well, that is my grandmother's name.
Do you know what Rakeli means?
Yeah, it's a translation of Rachel.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't know.
I'm
teaching you today. That is the translation.
Wanja?
Wanja means someone that was born outside the, like, either you are born by a second wife, or you're not born within the family. Yeah, you're born maybe from somewhere maybe from, distant relatives, named after some distant relative or something.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. So I hope if you don't know what your name means, please help us to understand,
Do you know what your surname means? Gongi.
Gongi.
You know there's Ngoge in Kikuyu.
Gongi is not Rugongi.
Ngoge in Kikuyu means different from Ngongi. Ngongi has an N. I always have problems with that name. Everywhere I go, people just make mistakes.
It's not Upepo.
Ngongi. Ngongi. You see you see when it's very, very windy, then there's that, is it whirlwind? I don't know what it is called. The one that usually comes, now collecting all everything on the road.
No wonder sisi wote tunakuanga na.
And it makes such a big, what is it called? Like, it's so big. Sometimes
it's like we inherited that because everybody that anybody of this family is lazima mju.
Except me.
No, it's not a bad thing. Like, you have to know, like, there's that
strength.
That strength.
Our dad must have been born around that.
There's that strength and there's that aura. There's that. Yani, it's a personality.
Yeah.
Iko.
Yeah.
Hii utajua hii ni ya hao.
Unajua tuko.
Hivyo.
Yeah. Tunakuja kama Rukongi.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Ngoge
That's what I
means
meant.
job, work in Kikuyu. That's a completely Kikuyu name.
Yeah.
Ours is Ngongi. Rokongi. Yeah? Kwena Rokongi Rwenke. Evo. Now, how is everybody doing? We hope you're doing fine. So today we are going to take a rest from narcissistic personality disorder. But we are not done. We're not done. By the way, I will tell you that later. We are not done about narcissism. I was thinking of something else, the way we can manage to deliver that, but we still need it on YouTube anyway. So yeah, we'll come back to Narudi because narcissism is real. We have to spread the narcissistic abuse awareness. It has to be spread because so many people don't know what's happening to them.
Yeah.
Some people are so miserable, others are killing themselves. You know, nobody deserves to die over somebody else. Yeah? You need to be aware of what's happening to you and stay alert, stay informed. Yeah? Yes, so today we have a nice, easy topic. We have so many topics lined up. Today's topic is how is it like or life around. We are generally gonna discuss life and everything around living with relatives or people. When people invite you to their home to live with them, how is it like?
And
what are the dynamics?
and we are gonna talk about the do's and the don'ts
Yep.
and the must-haves.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. And we yes, absolutely.
Actually, I have a question.
Mhm.
What even makes you? What leads to you living with your family members?
Depends. It can be many things.
Yeah.
Maybe both your parents have died,
Mm-hmm.
and so maybe one person in the family decides to take you in. Maybe your all your parents or family or anybody else lives in the village, but this particular family have a home somewhere in the city or somewhere close to where you're going, depending on what is taking you there. It could be school, it could be work, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. What else? Or it doesn't even have to be the city. It can
Maybe
even
you
be
just
another
want to
country.
go and live with them.
It can even be another country.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're living Kenya, and many times you need a host,
Yeah.
somebody to go host you and take care of you while you organize yourself and try to get a life for yourself. You might need to live with other people, or basically you guys are just poor as hell, and there's that family of yours, a family member or somebody. Sana, let's talk about family members because many times it's usually family members. It can also be not family members, yeah. Maybe you have one of the family members that is quite blessed with mullah, and they decide, okay, come over, live with me. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna take you to school. I'm gonna do this and this and this for some time before I release you to the world. It can be that. It can also be what can work apply?
Yeah.
Working for them.
Mm.
It can.
A relative, yes. Sometimes we might be working for them.
Yeah.
Maybe helping or even paid.
Mm.
Yeah. That those people who like hiring their family members.
Yeah.
I do not advise that.
Why? Missy, I'm a good sister. You can't give me a job.
It depends which job. In my home,
Yeah.
unakuja kufanya nini? Kuosha vyombo
Si ndio?
ama kunipikia?
So you are rich, you could be paying me 100,000 shillings.
Ukuje unipikie?
Je, upendi chakula?
Si napenda lakini hapana, I don't want you knowing all my stuff. Ati unajua ati what happens, everything.
By the way, especially when you're married, I don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't want
I don't want to see your husband telling you, I might beat him
I
up.
don't want a family member around, unless I'm taking care of you. But again, ati hapana kukua work hapana.
Me I'm never comfortable in people's homes.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
that's the
But
point.
unless, okay, yeah, we're gonna get there. So, now let's say you've gotten that chance to go. People have welcomed you to their beautiful home. Yeah. So what are the things that you should think, you should be doing over there? What are the do's?
I feel like the moment, I don't know if it's normally the moment you have a visitor,
Yeah.
The first thing you do is show them the house, the place they should be staying.
Yeah.
And tell them, like maybe a house tour. After a house tour, if they are staying for long, maybe school and all that, let them know what they need to do while they are around. Maybe the things they could help with if they want to. Let them know how this home lives.
Yeah.
Huku kunafanywa hivi. Orientation is very important.
Yes.
You know that here we don't cough the way you used to cough at your place. Here we do not sleep the way you used to sleep. Here we carry ourselves with, like this.
Yeah.
This is how we behave in this home, because every house has its own rules.
Yeah.
And kama kwenu hakuna rules, then that's not a home. That's not a home.
Yeah.
Every home has to have its
Umesema hiyo ni soko.
Kama kwenu hakuna rules, ni mwenye ameamka anafanya kitu anataka, that is not a home.
Yeah.
You as a home, you have to have rules set that every member of the homestead anajua na anafuata, whether you like them or not. If you do not like them, you can go start your own home and then we will follow them if we find ourselves in your house.
Yeah.
That said, orientation is important.
Very, honestly. When you decide as a host, when you decide you're going to live with your relative or anybody for that matter, it's very important to understand that they do not know your home like you do. So it's up to you to tell them and to enlighten them and to orientation. In fact, you should even do a house tour if it's even if it's a small house, even if it's a one room, they don't know where to put what. Yeah. So you have to teach them. You tell them, here, this is how we cook, this is how we do, this is what we do. It gets to this time we pray. We have to pray for food before we eat it. We have these roles and this. There's this and this you can help us with. Yeah. And there's things we don't allow around here. We don't allow alcohol. We don't allow people bringing boyfriends, girlfriends, party. We don't do that.
Yeah.
And you as the person that's being hosted, you have to understand. Okay? And also the rules need to be humane. Don't give people rules that are out of the world. Yeah? Like, I don't know, like, which rule is really weird? Samududu over here.
The weird ones.
Yeah.
Like, we don't sleep in this home. That's weird, because how do you expect me to not sleep? Or we don't eat. We have to eat. Yeah. We have to eat.
Yeah.
Like those are the weird ones. Like telling someone they can't sleep in your home or they can't eat. They have to eat.
Yeah.
Unless they can't stay there. So
now about eating. But I think it depends on the reason why that person is living over there with you. Because if they are going to school, I don't see how they can get money to contribute to eating. But at the same time, it depends on the family that is hosting you. Some families are okay financially and they can be able to provide for you for food and all that. Some families are not. And you might have to chip in, even if you're going to school, to help them. So it's up to you to organize your time so that you can make arrangements for time to work, so that you can, contribute for what needs to be contributed. Okay, that's about being, orientation, being shown, this is what we do over here. This is what we don't do over here. There's that. I have another question. Boundaries.
Yeah.
I believe every human being deserves their private space.
Yeah.
Like, deserve. But sometimes the place could be really small. You see, we are talking about being hosted even in single rooms.
If it's small, boundaries are important, because I need, maybe I'm showering or dressing up, I need to feel safe, even if not dressing up, even if I'm sleeping, even me knowing that I'm in that house, I need to feel safe. for whatever reason. So boundaries are important.
Yeah.
Let
Don't
people
touch.
know other people's, the limits you can go by using someone else's things.
Yeah.
Or if you need something, it is, I think the more normal thing is ask if you want something.
Yeah.
Ask for anything. Asking doesn't mean you've been, it's a bad thing. Just ask,
Oh yeah.
to know if it's okay. Kwanza, if you're in someone's new place, asking is good. Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do it's just like the first time, that you ask on things that you're not sure about. And I think after like 2-3 days, you don't need to ask anything, because you've exhausted the questions or the things that you needed to ask on what you needed to know. Yeah.
Good. And you see, we were still on the topic, the point of boundaries before you raised the point about communication. Let's keep talking about boundaries more. So boundaries, the thing about boundaries, you don't cross people. Okay. First, you need to understand that these people are kind enough to host you in their home. It's not easy to bring in a stranger. You see, a home is where you're yourself, completely yourself. So you're gonna see these people while in their vulnerability. Wacha nikunywe maji. Karibu niume.
You're gonna see them in their vulnerability.
My
Their
lip was,
vulnerable
my
self.
tongue was going, my friend.
Like once you start living with them,
Yeah.
this is who they are.
Mm-hmm.
When you're out there, they showed you saw what you wanted to see,
Yeah.
or they used to show you what you want to see.
That
what
brings
they
in
want
the point
you to see.
That point we are talking about today, actually. We were talking about you don't get to know somebody
Until you live with
until you live with them.
them. Yeah.
This is a different game now. You're gonna see these people for who they are.
Yeah.
It's not easy for them to pretend for long. They are gonna now be themselves. Yeah. So it's up to you to limit your expectations. Okay. Don't expect somebody to be, happy all the time.
Happy all.
Yeah?
Actually, nobody is. All the time. You wake up, you're like, baby Jamka, all the time. I don't think there's even any human mwenye atakangi okay, I don't think kuna mtu ajai experience this type of, situation where you just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. It has nothing to do with the other person, but I just want you to just give me space and just leave me alone.
I'm
politely.
So tired.
Politely.
Yeah.
That one, I feel like watu wengi wanakuanga na issues na hiyo kitu sana.
Yeah. Well, they take it personally.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he doesn't want
maybe
to
I'm
talk
not
to me.
invited. Maybe they don't want me here anymore.
Yeah, they don't want me. Oh yeah, that.
Or maybe
is that feeling of they don't want me here anymore. And that comes because maybe you said hi to somebody and they were like hi, and they just
and
passed.
then they just went, because it's not like the normal days where you're like, hi, how are you? Maybe they are going through stuff, but they're like, hi, maybe hata ako na stress, maisha yake inaanguka, and now you want them to give you attention. Even that every morning is, hi, how are you? Did you sleep well? Have you eaten? Yo. That one we ask you the first week. After that, whether you eat or not.
True.
Hey.
It's not our business.
Hey,
but it should be. See until we go eat all your food.
No, I'm just saying, like we will ask you how are you, but it's not like every day mtu atashinda kikuuliza utakula. Kwani si utakula? Ukikataa kukula si sawa pia. Si chakula iko. Me actually I'm that person that will be like, hi, are you okay? The first weeks I'll make sure you're at home, and then I will make you know that always eat, just eat. As long as kuna kachakula, hakuna mtu atakuja kukwambia kila siku kule.
Yeah.
You see, there's that. And you always make sure kuna food. Kama kuna chakula, mtu akule. Kama kuna anything anataka, you make them know. If you need anything, if you don't ask me, I'm not gonna know you need it. So if you have any problem or you want to confirm or consult anything, you can only ask. That's how I know how you are. Even you wake up and ask me if I've eaten.
In effort, both ways. So there's that. And also I think that's where compromise comes in, where you have to understand someone will not always be in a good mood. It's not possible. Even Jesus used to get angry and beat the shit out of people in church. Yeah, he wasn't nice.
That's
that time.
what I hear. That's what they said.
Yeah, that's what they say. It's not always fun. Even God, I'm quoting the Bible. Even God used to be so mad at some Jewish Israelites and the Egyptians. Who are they? And he used to punish them. Yeah, it's not always glue. Like, it's not always, you know, hype and you know, all that, you know, nice times all the time. No, sometimes people wanna be left alone, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And it has
It's
nothing
just
to do
life.
with you.
As much as there's nice times, there's usually bad times. Yeah. And when somebody is feeling down and low, it's up to you to understand. Okay, let me give this person space. Yeah, maybe they need time to cool off and think about whatever is going on, and you know, they do their thing. All right. What else?
Privacy.
Space.
Privacy, not even space. Privacy in people's things. Okay,
Yes.
when I say things is, there are things, if I wanted the world to know, I would tell the world, you know. Now that you're in my space, what is in my space is, you know, like what's happening. They always say, what's happening in my home stays in my home, you know.
Of home is not so more.
Yeah, like
Siamo siete somo.
yeah, like that.
Yes.
Every homestand, every home has their own secrets,
issues,
you know, misunderstandings.
Mm.
Hata huko hapo utapata siku moja you've been misunderstood, or you've misunderstood someone else, and if you sit down and talk about it, that should end there. And so many people,
Stop
me
taking
included,
it to your relatives.
we I think some learn through experience.
Well,
Wow.
by the way, shout out to Nelson Harvey. Today he posted something really that I could relate with. He said, we don't make mistakes in life.
Yeah.
We just pay some really heavy prices to some
to
lessons.
some lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that made so much sense.
Yeah. Some are quite heavy.
Like losing your teeth. Losing your self-esteem.
Yeah.
Losing yourself. That is like some really heavy payments. Yeah, and I hope you come out of it. And I believe the heavier the price, the heavier the lesson and the outcome, like you change as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So of you are saying of home is not somo?
Home is not somo.
Mm-hmm.
Respect other people's homes issues. If they wanted your therapist, your ideas, your opinions,
And advice.
or your, you know,
Yeah.
advice, they would come to you.
Yeah.
So if you see what is happening in other people's homes and they are not consulting you, stop going to look for other relatives, therapists.
By
You
the
know?
way, what makes a family is some of the secrets they have.
Yeah.
About each other and themselves within. There's things they would rather die than share with anybody.
You could actually live there for years. You'll never know.
Well, there's those that you'll never know, but you see there's those that you can see.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, there are those that even if you see, utashikanisha. Na hata ukishikanisha,
By the way, there's such
utapotezwa.
families. Those you see there's people who host you and they take you like in kabisa as one of them. Then there's those that host you and they know you. They're just hosting you.
Yeah.
So there's things about them that you'll never know. Okay? Now, if there's these things about them that you've got, there's things you'll know definitely because you're within their private space. So because you'll get to know those things, those are the things we are saying, you should be considerate about them.
You
Be
will
sensitive.
know at what time people wake up. You will know what time everybody sleeps. Because you know this is a new place, utajua huku mwenyewe anakujanga saa 10.
Yeah.
You know they leave, I don't know what time. You will hear people leaving and coming in.
There's chances of you hearing them fight.
Yeah, you'll hear them argue, you will hear them fight.
Yeah.
You will hear them, you know, the kids complaining about their parents, or even, you know, there's a positive one. You'll hear them praising, you know, their parents. Like there's always
You might even
some will even come to you
Yeah.
for consolation. They'll
Yeah.
be like, you know, now you become the therapist. But I always advise, please, you are not. It has nothing. It has none of your business. Just listen and just listen.
Because you might say
No
something.
reason.
Now you're dividing the
Yeah,
family.
don't think just because someone is coming to talk to you
Yeah.
for, maybe they are going through.
I was explaining to you, yeah, that in the morning, yeah, that is when your brain is at its, best, yeah. That is when you can grasp the most, like those hard concepts, eh? Yeah, that's when you can do that, can do that research for that hard case you have, or I like to listen also to, that's when I listen to podcasts about businesses, anything that I consider.
Like morning is just when your mind is
Fresh.
And you just need to make the most.
You need to get more information. You need to get knowledge, yeah, within those hours. Some people don't want to hear music in the morning because they want to sleep. Why are you sleeping at 7?
Who even listens to music? There are people that listen to music in the morning.
Yeah.
Morning, like when we wake up, music.
Yeah, Cynthia, there's people who when they wake up, music. Every day, every time. In the morning, you should listen to, those concepts that you don't grasp easily. That is when you should listen to them, okay? And the brain is that fresh from around, I don't know what time people wake up, but when you wake up, give it around 4 or 5 hours. Inachokanga by the way, and you're like, no, I'm tired of intelligence now. Can we do something not very smart? Now you can listen to music. You can do these other things that don't require a lot of thinking, a lot of focus. Yeah. So, but there's these people who sleep. Why are you asleep at 7? No, unless you're a toddler, you're a child, and you don't go to school, you're still staying at home. Why are you asleep at 7 as an adult? What is making you sleep at 7 a.m.? You're sleeping at 7 a.m. And you're even complaining to the landlord, my neighbor is making music. Why are you sleeping at 7? Okay, unless you're doing night shift. Yeah? And we know neighbors who do night shift. We know them. And there's no way I would make noise for somebody that goes to work night shift. I know, I don't like to do things to people that they wouldn't want done to them. Yeah? So, if you work night shift, I'll understand. Absolutely, me, I go and find out stuff about my neighbors. I'll tell you this neighbor does this neighbor does this, because I don't want to cross them. I don't want to, we are neighbors. I might never even talk to them, but I know what you do. So I'll never cross you because I know your life. I know what you are usually about. And second, you're a neighbor. It's easy to know. Yeah, when we are interacting almost every day, I can tell this is the time you come back, this is the time you leave, this is what you do, this is what you don't do. So yeah, there's that. But don't come to me telling me don't listen to music in the morning because you want to fucking sleep. And you go to hell. You had the whole time to sleep, the whole night. You still want to sleep during the day. So people should not
do. That's why you need to look for money to not have neighbors.
Yes, of course. I figured that out early.
I'm like, you know when I can buy lakini, I'm like, okay. No, you need money.
I do because honestly, sometimes it can be a Saturday. Imagine Sato. It can be a Sato or Sunday. It's a weekend. People are probably doing cleaning. You're doing laundry and all that, and you're not. People don't want you to play music at 8. What? Why would you be sleeping at? Anyway,
that feels personal.
Yeah, it feels personal because many times some neighbors are really unreasonable. You slept the whole night. I mean, so people will not live the way they love to live because of you. Okay. Even you, be logical. Just be logical.
Neighbors, those neighbors. I don't know you, but zinaitwa complaints zimenifikia neighbors. Ebu, why are you sleeping at 7?
Me, I don't even have neighbors.
No, I'm just saying. And then should allow people to listen to music.
No, it's like I said,
Well,
compromise, eh? You have to understand that as much as you're living there, you're not the only person living there. You see, there's these people with kiburi. They act like they are the only people living around there and paying rent, and these other people don't have a life. You understand? I'm like, okay, your child wakes up at 3 a.m. to cry. Should I call the agent? Am I supposed to call the agent and tell them, oh, yeah, this child does not let me sleep? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Or maybe you want to have a party. I understand. You see, me, I think I'm an easy person to live with. If you have a party, I don't care how loud your music will be. You're having a party. You don't always have parties. So it's just this one night. Do your thing. I mean, let's live a happy life. You could die without building your own house. So you never lived fully because of me as your neighbor. Can you forget? That entitlement should end. Stop being so entitled as if you're the only person paying rent. Everybody else is paying rent, and they have different schedules. They do different things. Everybody cannot adhere to what you have to say. So you can, please think about that. I don't want to be mean and rude. Please just think about that and stop calling your agents for some nonsense. By the way, you look cheap and ghetto, like nonsense.
why are you so mad? I don't get it. Me, nimeacha nikifloat.
Hey!
Why are you? It's like you are addressing someone.
Yeah, I'm addressing someone.
Who's here?
No, I don't know if they are here. But somebody was going all over due to the agent. It's not even the caretaker.
Hey,
Agent!
my
Not even the
people.
caretaker. Agent! They can't even knock my door to tell me, hey, can you... No! They want to go to... Waende unauko wakachome. Vile wewe uwapatiangi amani. You know, maybe I should report them for being immoral around the building. You know. So immoral. What are you showing children around there? Yeah, it's a valid thing. You can actually report somebody for being immoral in your apartment, and they can be chased away for it. It's real.
Anyway.
Yes. So, yeah. So you have to think about, you know, when you're living in, maybe you live, the house is quite close to each other, or maybe where the room that you're sleeping in is close to other people. Maybe if you love music, or, you know, you watch movies, you listen to loud things, and the other person just likes quiet, silence, and all that, you have to understand you two are different people. And you have different likes and the way you like to lead your life. You must understand each other.
Yeah.
The quiet person cannot come and start demanding this other person that likes hype to now not do those things. No. It's up to you to sit down and decide, okay, between this and this time, I really usually love silence. So please, if you can consider me that time, I will really appreciate. You see, it's a conversation. And then they'll tell you, okay, no problem. I can listen to my music or movies or whatever is usually loud. Do you know there's people who don't listen to small music like myself? My music has to be shaking the walls. Otherwise, what is the speaker? What is the speaker for? It should blow up. We buy another one. Should be doing like... That is what I like. That makes me so happy. Let me just laugh. Yeah, and you know, if you know me very well, I don't play kidogo music. I play loud music all the time. Like when I need to play music. So if I figure out my neighbor does this, and you know, it would be unfair to make noise for them this time, I'll absolutely change it. I will. Because I understand them. I understand how annoying loud music can be. Because even me, sio even napenda loud music. When I want silence, I want silence. When you play loud music, I'll go nuts. So I understand how they feel because of how I felt when somebody played loud music when I didn't want to. But then don't come with kibelembele na kiburi as if you're the god of that place. Please, we should have a conversation about it. Don't tell me not to live my life. No. I will leave it when you're not there. You need to go so that I can play my music the way. We have to compromise. Iyo ni maisha. Iko hivyo. There's no way, two way. Yeah? Yes. Now, what else about boundaries? What else about boundaries? We talked about using people's stuff. You have to ask. What else?
Boundaries, it's about what time you come in and what time you go out. Mostly not even going out. Okay, yeah. There are homes where you can't come in past some time.
Yeah.
So you coming in past that time is you overstepping their boundaries, you know. Just be very aware of what you need to do and what you don't need to do.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Get to know when you can come home. Get to know who you can bring home, who's comfortable coming in and not coming in.
Yeah.
Who they are comfortable, you know, when they are comfortable, you may be wanting to talk or even, you know, everything. Comfort, you know, what works for them, because you are in their space.
Yeah.
At some point you have to compromise, and also compromising while, you know, they are also trying to make your life more comfortable, you know, and, you know, more welcoming. So it's just kind of you to just ask, you know, and not overstep other people's boundaries. Just treat them, assume they're in your space, you know. What would you want someone to ask you? What would you not want someone to do? What would you not, you know, what time would you not want someone to come in your house? Imagine you're hosting someone and they're calling you at 2 to wake you up to come and open the door for them because they went out. Si ungelala tu. You know, it's kwanza, and then sasa ikue this is maybe a bigger person, maybe who's working tomorrow, who's so busy, and now they have to wake up to come and open the door for you so that you go to bed. Like figure a way how, even if you go out, you can go, but get to know how you'll come in without, you know, causing commotion on people or disrupting other people's sleeps, nights, you know. Just be considerate of other people's spaces, time, emotions, boundaries.
I think
time.
About that point too, it's important to communicate all the time when you are, because anything can happen. You have at least to be in touch with somebody, and also you're living under their roof, so it's somewhat like they are responsible, of you. So you have to notify them at least many times where you are. You just don't leave. Now, if something happens to you, where will they find you?
Yeah, and actually just know that you are their responsibility.
Yeah.
At that time, they are accountable for your whereabouts because they are hosting you.
Yeah.
They write that statement. Alitoka hapa saa ngapi? Akaenda wapi?
Yeah.
Akurudi? Ulimpigia simu? Hapana. Actually, if you die, these people might even go to jail.
Yeah.
You know, because they might think you killed them. You know, they killed you. So just treat people, like, just act in a way that you'd like people to act if they were in your space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, about communication. How to communicate around such situations?
I think the important thing is when you come in the family, the first days, the family member mwenye nyumba and all that, we have said it is their role, it's their liability, it's their work for them to show you around, for them to tell you this is what we need to do, and this, for them to tell you if you want to ask something, ask, you know. So how to communicate is, if you ever want to ask, you can always ask. Maybe make a call, or when you see them, you're like, excuse me, I needed to talk to you, you know, I needed to ask you for something, or there's something I need to understand, you know, there's something maybe that has been happening to me and I feel like I need to confirm with you, or maybe I need to know something, or I will need to go somewhere, or I need something. Whatever you need, just ask politely, you know. Don't, you know, there are those people who seek attention by not talking. You know, you're in my space and out of nowhere I'm like, how are you? Good morning. You don't want to talk to me. Okay. Just because maybe I said something, or I don't know, or maybe you want something and maybe you want us to read your mind, and maybe we are not reading your mind, and now you're mad. You don't want to talk to us. You know, I'm like, what is wrong with you? You don't want to talk to me. Are you okay? You know, No, that's not communication.
Yeah.
I feel like that's communication for immature people. Just say it as it is.
Yeah, communication is saying this is what I want.
Say it as it is.
This is what I don't want. This is what I feel. This is what I don't want to feel. This is what I don't want to go through. This is what I don't want to be done to me.
Yeah. And sometimes even how you feel has nothing to do with me, really. At some point you need to understand that you could feel like that, but it has nothing to do with me.
Okay.
It's how maybe you took a situation, or maybe ulielewa kitu, and maybe your emotion and how you grew up inakuwa triggered, and now you're emotional, and I don't understand. I don't understand why I don't understand why you're the way you are. But I think now when you behave like that, for a mature person, it is now my responsibility to want to know. To know what is happening, why you're behaving the way you're behaving. Is it something that you had before? Is it something that we have done to you? Is it something that was done to you before? Or maybe we have done something that has triggered, As a caring person that you're hosting, you need to it's your responsibility to emotionally want to understand what this other person. Mtu anaweza commit suicide kwako. Maybe they are just quiet, they are going through stuff, they don't want to talk, and you're busy, and out of nowhere they kill themselves, they're in your house, and you find that they had a whole channel of issues that you never bothered to ask.
Yeah. So it's important to to talk to that person and understand their issues for it. Yeah.
Actually, I always say, if you're hosting someone that you've not lived with for some time, or if it's a first person, get to know everything. If they are able to open up, tell them that I want to know you. I want to know how you grew up. How's your family? What were you doing in your family? Just tell them to tell you like how their routine was. How are you guys doing when you wake up, from waking up to sleeping? If you can listen to a person's day, you can catch a few things. You're like, how was your relationship with your dad? How was your relationship with your mom?
Yeah.
How are you, as siblings relating? Because mtu amekuja, kuna watoto wako, they relate. How are they? And from there, I think you can pick things from how you parented your kids and how this child is coming in, and you can be able to help them maybe waingiane,
absolutely,
ama belong, kitu kama,
or even help them cope, because some people are, and maybe your family is all good, stable and stuff, and this person is from a very broken place where they might act in a particular way based on their experiences, and it might be annoying to you as a host. Yeah, it might even make you feel so impatient, and you're like, oh, when will this person go?
Yeah, ujaisikia familia zenye unaenda kwao and then ako like, huyo kisirani tupu.
Yeah.
Hey, huyo hata mimi hata siwezi taka huyu ni kisirani, drama. Huyo drama queen. She is a dramatic person. Mimi nikisikia by the way mama anasema hivyo, I'm always like, imagine kwanza if you're a mother, you're saying someone else's child is dramatic, and maybe you are just ignorant of them calling for help. Maybe it was a call for help, but you chose to label that as drama.
Well, that is for people who are not empathetic, and people who don't think about other people without judgment. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's important to just sometimes stop being petty. Don't entertain somebody in your family and make them worse than they came.
And actually you find mtu anaenda akiambia kila mtu venye alifuhost, akasijua alifanya nini. Mimi kwanza I remember after everything I did for her, I'm like, everything, what did you do? And if somebody doesn't want to stay in your space, if I remember there's a friend, I'm not gonna say it, there was a friend who was being hosted by a family member, and after some time, it wasn't like for long, after some time the friend was like, by the way, she wanted to go home, and now her wanting to go home was an issue. Hey, you want to go home? It's because you don't want to stay with us. I'm like, Kwani you were to stay there and live there forever. You know?
We have an attachment issue.
So you're like, and now the story is twisted that you're the person that now was the one to stay
we have an
because you don't like
abandonment,
them.
attachment, and
Yeah.
letting go issues. They are not even mature. Is that an adult? We need to pray for them.
Yeah,
They are talking
that's-
like a child.
They're adults.
Hey,
Very old, actually.
Hey. Yeah, they have a problem. It's not your
Yeah,
problem, by the
so-
way. Yeah. I wanted to ask you something. As someone that is being hosted, there's some kawaida things that you can look at and decide, these are things that I should be, helping with. Okay? Like, for example, maybe they are late. They get late of coming back home, and you're home.
Yeah.
You could help them with cooking. It's just courtesy. Ebu, let's talk about the courtesy around living in somebody's place.
Courtesy around is making sure where you're sleeping is well kept.
Yeah.
Because when you come, you're given a bed. Kwani utalala wapi? Hata kama mna share. Make sure that the shared room, the shared bed, the shared space is
Neat.
clean, is neat. Hata
Yeah.
kama ulipata ni wachafu, si waoshe basi.
Leave it
You
better.
know, I always said, always leave a place better than you left it.
You found.
So number one, help make sure where you're staying. And actually, kama imagine umepata nyumba safi, and then you don't want to spread the bed. Make sure it's well kept. Number two is ask the roles you can help. Zingine zingine ni common sense, you know.
Yeah.
Hakuna venye unataka kuniambia utauliza ama utengeneze breakfast, you know.
Ama ati upeleke sahani kitchen,
Ama upeleke sahani
uoshe
kitchen,
sahani.
ama uoshe vyombo.
Yeah.
Okay, breakfast is quite personal because maybe you're in a home where everybody wants to prepare their own breakfast. But then for you, ask what you can, the things you can use, because kuna vitu zingine pia you're like, but you should have asked, But again, kitu kama ku clean space unalala, kuosha vyombo, kama ziko, ati now you're waiting for your host to come and do the dishes. Sometimes also even cleaning, if you can, why not? Kama unaosha your room and umekuja kusaidia, they are feeding you, unless you're buying food or, even if you're buying food, you have to share roles, you have to help. Let them feel your presence, in this space.
Don't be reckless.
Yeah, let them feel that you're taking this as your home.
Yeah.
Ati si kila kitu lazima uambiwe peleka vyombo, osha, sijui angafanya. No, just take it
kwanza
as your
kukula
home.
chakula ya wenyewe, kwanza avocado. Usikuze, don't touch somebody's avocado.
Take it as your home and do what you have to do. If it was your home, if you wake up, maybe it's a sitting room, you'll arrange it unless there's a girl, even the house girl, umsaidia kwa umbali, lakini pia usifanye asahau kazi yake akuachie, juu kuna wasichana wako hivyo.
By the way,
You
they're
will
like,
go
you're
and
not
they're
family,
like,
so
but you came, you're family.
You're gonna be helping me with this. But you see, there's that we are gonna get to toxic hosts. Yeah, we are right now talking about generally being courteous and all that. Now, it's basically those things that Faye said. Make sure you do the basic courtesy. Wash utensils. Don't leave them on the sink for the house girl to come and do it. No, it's not fair. Just clean it
once in a while.
Yeah, just clean. Even all the time is okay. You clean it. Just clean
all
it.
The time maybe no, but once in a while. I always say once in a while. Juu kuna watu pia it depends with the host pia.
Yeah, it depends on the host. Yeah.
They will feel like you're taking over the house girl's role.
Yeah.
And there are those hosts who don't want you to feel like
by the way,
house girl.
Yeah, there's hosts. These are the best ones. There's those hosts who don't want you feeling like you're there to work.
Yeah.
Because they can afford it. Excuse me. It's because they can afford it.
Yeah.
They are like, no,
if you're lucky to have a host that is
rich, akona money,
you enjoy.
They will tell you, you don't need to do these jobs. You don't need to be all over cooking and all that. I leave that for the person that is employed to do that job. You might find even there's nothing you can help even within the compound because there's people to do that. All you do is just exist and be courteous.
All you do is exist and feel weird now because you don't know what to do.
Yeah. And you know, they are not even letting you buy anything in the house.
Yeah.
They are buying everything. So you're like, okay, is this paradise or something? So yeah, you just do the small courtesy things. You can help arrange stuff. You can, you know, put back something that is not well, that was left somewhere lying down. Just don't leave things lying everywhere. Don't bring people over if you don't have permission. Especially, you know, this is somebody's private home. You have to respect, unless you tell them first and tell them why that person is gonna come there. And when you say, just say the exact thing and do the exact thing.
Actually, I remember there's a friend, one of my friends was telling me that they were hosting a girl.
Yeah.
And this girl would come and, you know, house tour people even in their mom's bedroom.
Ah,
Yes.
my goodness.
Imagine their friends, the girl's friends. An hour later, hey, this is my uncle's Amani. I don't know. This is, you know, come see. Even this is where their bedroom is. This, you know.
I even saw some girl, but that was her father's house, taking a whole house tour of their house on YouTube.
That's okay. I feel like that's okay.
Well, it's okay. It's their house.
Yeah.
But where she was showing a lot, like too much. Like now you feel like your home is out there in the public. Yeah. They know every corner of your house.
Yeah.
It's not nice.
And actually,
by the way, yeah, there's families who don't like their homes exposed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to be critical about where you take photos, even. Yeah, where you record videos, unless they approve, because you know maybe they don't like that part of their home scene. And also,
if they wanted to show, they would call the camera people to come and do a roll, you know, record and put it out there for sale.
Absolutely.
Or for display.
Yeah. And by the way, there's some really rich people out here. Let me not even floss Amaringa. There's some really wealthy people out there, but they don't want to show their homes because homes are private. I don't want somebody randomly somewhere knowing where my toilet is, knowing where how my living room looks like. You know, when you come from the village, sometimes you're very ignorant. You think they are kaziaing you. They are denying you. You know, they don't want to let you show people that maybe you stay in nice places and all that. But when you think about it, imagine now you're a small bed sitter. Will you be comfortable showing everybody everything about that bed sitter?
Unless I'm earning from showing you.
Yeah, unless it's content.
Unless I'm earning, I show you. We earn, you know, get better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but for fun,
it's never nice to expose your homes out there. Fun. And first of all, besides even people knowing now you inside out, and you see even these people that have interviews and they're showing their homes, they don't show everything.
Yeah.
You'll only be able to see maybe the door, the entrance, and the dining area because you've been served tea. From there, Kwisha, you're not going to record anything about their home, which is understandable because homes are private. You could be exposing your home to thugs. Do you know there's thieves? They know where to go through when they are coming to steal from your house now because you've shown everything out there. Yeah, they know where the watchman sleeps. They know which watchman stays where and how the gate looks like. It's not safe to expose your private place like that. So you understand that that is how things work and you don't go exposing their private place. Yeah? Yeah. So what else have we forgotten?
Nothing.
Okay, I think it's also important to mention this. As a host, it's important to understand that this person is also a human being. Okay? We are about to get to the toxic hosts side now. There's some hosts that are not kind at all. Yeah? Just because they are hosting you, yeah? You become like a doormat to them. If they want to walk all over you, they just walk all over you. One thing you need to understand as a host is this person is a human being. They have rights. They have rights to even express themselves. They have rights to even just survive and have peace. Yeah? They have rights to be respected. They have rights to have dignity. Yeah? Don't treat them like some trash just because you're giving them a place to stay. You know, like we said just today, when you let somebody feed you and give you a place to stay, those are like the lowest of the lowest. They can decide to use it against you and abuse you, especially abusers. they use those ones very well. Yeah, because I mean, you don't have a place to go. I'm the one feeding you. So what are you telling me? You're in my house. This is my house. I get to do what I want. And by the way, they use those terms. Like, this is my house. I get to do what I want. Yeah? Some even deny people food. They're like, there's no food for you now, And others, they are like really toxic. They don't treat you like a human being. And that is where feeling like you're not home comes in. It's very important for hosts to make people feel like they are. So we were talking about toxic hosts. These are hosts who think and are like, we are hosting you, so you do what we want. Okay? When we decide you're not leaving, you're not leaving. When we decide you're not using a particular thing, you're not using. Like when we decide, like abuse. You understand, There's these people that will even now make you their workers. Yeah, they will abuse you. They will not give regard to what you need. Because you're a human being, you have needs. So they'll be like, but see, I'm giving you a place to stay. When I say you jump, you jump. When I say you lie on the floor, I walk over you, you do exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in my roof. And like I told you, they usually like to say, this is my house. Yeah? I do what I want. Yeah? I do what I want.
In this house.
In this house. If they just walk all over your boundaries. They don't even knock when they are coming to your room. They just bulge in, poof! And they're like, what are you doing? It's my house. I can do what I want to do. I know it's your house, but you should always request. You should never go inside somebody's house room, poof, just because they are living under your roof. Yeah? You should always request or knock, yeah, before you go in.
May I come in?
Absolutely. I know they are living under your roof, but you should always ask before touching their stuff. That is how you have to try and make them feel at home. There's nothing as bad as feeling like you're homeless while you're living somewhere else that is not your home. You understand? You're not feeling at home. You're like, oh my God, when will I ever finish what I'm doing so that I can leave this place? You're so unhappy. You don't feel respected. You have no personal space. You have no privacy. You have no opinion. Yeah? At all. Kitu kipotea huko, you're the first suspect. Na huko vitu huwa hazipotei, by the way. Hazijawahi potea.
Alafu when you're not around wakulina tangu nani akuje.
Vitu zimekuwa hazikichange. Instead of them talking to you.
Anaweza kwa ni alichukua. Alafu wanasema na acha kuongea kwa nguvu.
Atatusikia. Or if they have visitors all the time, they have to tell the visitors that they are hosting you. Yeah? Huyu tunamhost. Huyu sijui ni nani wana huko mbali. You're not even introduced. You're not even part of them. When things happen, you're put aside. It feels so isolating. You feel so lonely. You even feel like a burden. You feel like, oh my God, when will I ever finish whatever I'm doing? I just go so that these people can rest. You don't feel happy at all. But you see, I'm not saying that they let you be so comfortable to a point that, you see, even you being hosted, you have to have some manners, okay? When you're hosted, stop being entitled. It's not your home. I'm sorry to say. It's not your place.
It's true.
It's not your place. So please, always remember that.
These people, guests.
Yes, these people are just so kind.
Guests leave and you forget about you. And anything that came with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So always understand that these people are kind enough to invite you to their most private place. And when you understand that, please make sure that you don't make life hard for them. And you also, as a host, we understand this is your kindness. Yeah, it takes a lot to welcome somebody to your private space. Just don't make it a living hell for them. Yeah, do it with one heart. Stop making them feel like every other time you have to remind them. Yeah, by the way, this is not your place and you have to leave. you don't feel comfortable. You find, yani, when the people of that home are around, you have to hide yourself because you don't feel comfortable. You don't feel at home. You don't feel welcome. Yeah, so you have to hide yourself, go do things where you're hiding, and maybe even avoid doing some things because you're hiding until maybe they are gone. Now you can start thinking of doing things. It's not fair. I mean, it's not good. Yeah, yeah. Treat everybody with dignity, respect each other, respect people's spaces, respect people's things. Just understand that this is a person also. You don't have to force them to do things if they don't want to do them. Only that, even them, they shouldn't, maybe there's these people who are, what can I say? Maybe they are party people. They like to party a lot. And, you don't like to party. You don't have to be forced to going to party. You don't have to be forced to party. There's also people who are religious. They are so religious, and they're telling you have to go to church, you have to do this. They don't have to do it. As long as they are not crossing your boundaries, they are not hurting you, they are not trying to, I believe things like religion is personal. As long as the way that you're coexisting, nobody is walking over you, nobody is crashing your boundaries, nobody is crossing you, I think it's okay. You can let them be, as long as they are not doing crazy things, yeah, going against the family and the home rules.
Yeah.
It's not good for somebody to go to a mosque, to go to church, to go for seminars. It's not a good thing. And also, it's not good to, now that you don't go for seminars and you know that this family is a family that is religious, they like to go to church, they have to go to church, they have to do these things. It's not fair for you as the person that is being hosted to do your own things that go contrary to the beliefs of these people. I would rather you just leave it alone. Just don't do nothing about it. Just let them be. Let them do what they need to do in peace. Yeah? Yes. Don't start telling them, maybe they have a prayer day around their house and now you're telling them, oh, me, I want to have a party. No, don't do that. You have to always remember that it's their home. Yeah? Always make sure that whatever decision you make, they come first. Put them first all the time. Because, this is their home. They need peace. Yeah? And, doing what they want to do is peace. And it has to come first. Okay? You'll be so lucky if you find those people that are considerate. They'll be like, okay, let's not do that today. We will accommodate you. Okay? That's like a miracle. If you find such people, you have to be really grateful if you ever find such people. Many times when people host you, sometimes they are quite toxic. Not all of them. You see, there's people who get hosted and they're like, oh my God, that family was the best. They treated me so well. Even if it's not like they integrated you into their family deeply, deeply, deeply. But how you got treated over there, you never forget. Yeah. Even you're like, wow, I would like to host somebody. You see, there's these people who don't like people in their spaces. But when you get hosted is when you realize, oh my God, what kind of patience is this? These people are so patient. You can be, they are so patient, they can let somebody live under their roof for so long. And you're like, I wouldn't even want somebody to stay in my house for 1 month. Yeah? Like, that's too much.
Takes some grace.
You start learning how to be patient.
Yeah.
You start learning how to be accommodative. You start learning how to stop living for yourself alone. Yeah? You start imagining and, even sacrificing your own privacy, your own, I don't know what to say. You see, when people, especially a small family like a nuclear family, when a nuclear family is living together, they usually are themselves. They don't have nothing to lose. They know each other for what they are. So they live freely. But you see, when somebody else joins them, now they have to be cautious all the time. All the time. They have to think like, okay, there's somebody around. That is a family secret. That is not coming out. So stop feeling bad when you see them having meetings without you. You have to understand. There's the privacy and secrets they don't have to tell you.
Yeah.
And they cannot tell you honestly.
And even
they
if
can't.
you know, there's nothing you're gonna do. It really has nothing to
do with
you.
you. I mean,
So-
you cannot be involved logically. Maybe
And
they want
actually
to.
you won't even
maybe,
help.
maybe they want to go for vacation as just the family. Maybe they want to buy land. And it be in their names only. So why would you want to be in a meeting like that?
Yeah.
Maybe somebody in their nuclear family is unwell. Maybe they have a terminal disease. And they don't want that
you
information going outside their family.
yeah.
So if they are having their private meetings, why are you feeling bad? I know it feels like you're being secluded, it feels like you're being isolated, but you have to always understand these people, they have their own life as a family together. Okay? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, kuna mtu anakaribu tumeza hapa na kuiona.
But I've not eaten today.
Eh?
I said
Eh.
I've not eaten anything.
Yenyewe, you have not.
You know I don't eat nowadays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah, have you seen food?
No.
Guys, I'm starving.
I've not even seen eggs. I'm
starving.
I've not even seen oats.
Guys, I'm so
I've
much
not seen
starving.
you eating oats at all.
Oats, where? Who has oats?
You don't. You can't
Oh
even
my
afford.
God. And eggs.
Mm-mm. You're even allergic to eggs.
Guys, can you see now? That's why I'm hungry.
Yeah, there's something else. You bringing visitors over and then giving them food that is meant for everybody else in the house. Please
Why would
stop
you even
doing
do that?
There's people that do that.
Sure.
Basically, we are just saying don't be entitled.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be considerate. Think about those people. You have to think about them first all the time. You have to love them. I'm not saying you love the toxic ones. You see, abuse is abuse. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. Even if it's somebody, it's your host. Abuse is abuse. You should never accept abuse.
Yeah.
And if you see somebody, you see there's this you can be hosted by some family, and then sasa watoto wao, they start treating you funny. Because yuko kwetu. So you find you will never be able to enjoy yourself because uko kwao. So they find you watching TV and they say, okay, I want to watch too. So you have to stop watching so that they can watch. You get? There's those petty people you find in those families, by the way. But the good thing is, it's usually the kids, many times. Unless, if you get it from the main host.
They are not even rich. Unika TV kamoja.
Yeah, the TV is one.
If they have many TVs, my friend, utaambiwa. So